hold on to you all these years. She's got to be doing something special. What's her secret?
Well, she is terrific in bed. Now, she wouldn't want me to say that, but she is. But
is it the amount of positions she knows, or is it the oral? What is it?
Well,
I mean, specifically.
She's just overall terrific.
One of our interns, I understand, I've gotten word, got completely dolled up in like a schoolgirl outfit today because she heard Donald Trump was coming on, and she wants to be the one who gets to go in the green room and have him sign his release.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
She's that into Donald.
I wonder what she's thinking. Maybe if he sees her, she'll get a job.
What is the schoolgirl outfit? Is Donald into underage girls or something?
I don't know.
What's she trying to say here?
Hi, introduce yourself to the audience, please. Yeah, there's a schoolgirl outfit.
Yeah, there it is.
Beautiful intern. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, Howard. I'm Jennifer.
This is Jennifer. Jennifer, you're a college student, right?
Yes, a graduate student.
All right.
Graduate student.
Good.
And
like
what?
That. And what are you graduating in?
Journalism.
Journalism. So what was your thought here? I mean, I know you're anxious to hand Mr. Trump his release. You've requested to do that, and I have no problem with that. You can. I mean, he likes a pretty girl. But the schoolgirl outfit, what are you thinking could happen if Trump sees you?
It's just cute.
What?
It's just cute.
No, I mean, what do you think? I mean, why
But
Trump?
You wore that specifically for him. You were thinking about meeting Mr. Trump today.
Who said that?
Oh, no?
Mm-mm.
Oh. I guess I thought you were requesting to meet Mr. Trump.
Oh, I did.
You did?
Yeah, do his release.
Well, I can't hear you. What?
I did request to hand him his release.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
why?
Because I think he's brilliant.
Oh, so in other words, by handing him his release, maybe something will go on?
No.
Job?
That would be nice.
That would be nice. All right, I'm just trying to figure it out. That's all. Yes, Gary.
I mean, that's definitely a little bit sexier outfit than you usually wear. It does appear that, you got a little dressed up for the Donald.
Is that true?
Don't I always dress cute?
Cute, but this is a little sexy.
Oh, it's sexy.
You're always cute.
Okay.
Oh, all right. I thought there was some controversy. Not even a controversy. I just thought there was a plan afoot. I have no problem with you, by the way.
She's got her man-trapping outfit on.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not criticizing. I just want to know what the plan is here. Maybe I can help you with it.
That's setting a trap right there.
That's definitely a trap.
Oh, yeah.
Where is the Donald? Is he here yet?
He's running a little late.
Oh, he's running late. Okay.
Oh, well, is that how he handles his business?
He's fired.
Yeah, okay, all right. No, it wasn't a criticism. It was just like I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Like maybe you got a plan.
Yeah, there was some thought behind the outfit and everything.
Maybe you could include me in that plan.
Yeah, we encourage.
Yeah, she didn't dress like this for you.
We encourage these outfits.
Yeah.
In other words,
it's fine. The outfit's
like the
fine.
outfit already?
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, you look good.
It's funny. Jennifer works here. She does her job. She's very quiet. She does a lot of copy and stuff all the time. And I love watching her walk down the halls and watching all the heads come out of the doors and people suddenly have business near her and that sort of thing.
Oh, that's
creating a bit of a scene, are you?
I'm quiet, though. I keep to myself here.
I mean, she's not trying to create
Guys
one.
hitting on you here, or are they leaving you alone?
Not yet.
All right, that's
Some guy
good.
outside before I came in. In the afternoon, but
everyone else is
so
leaving
far,
you alone.
everybody inside is being professional.
Yeah.
All right, thank you then.
Thank you.
All right, good luck with Donald Trump handing him his release form.
Thank you.
All right, let us know how it goes.
Okay.
All right, there she goes. Hard-working girl. Just trying to get along in the world.
Future winner of the intern beauty pageant.
Possibly.
I don't know.
She got a chance.
There's a lot of competition out
Yeah, no,
there.
it is. It's a big semester here.
What do you want me to sign, Jennifer? Okay. Can I use your back? I love this. This is fun. Using Jennifer's back to sign a release. I could do this all day long. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
So how was it? You got
That's
to
amazing.
have Mr. Trump sign the release?
He signed on my back.
And how did it feel?
Amazing.
How did he look to you?
Looks awesome.
Really?
Yeah. I think you like the outfit.
You think he did? I know. What do you hope to get out of this today?
Just to say I got to meet Donald Trump.
So, Mr. Trump, what brings you down to the show today?
Howard. Always Howard.
Now, what is it about Howard that you like? Because you two seem to get along so well.
I just like Howard. From day one, I've liked Howard. He's a good man.
Donald Trump is here.
Yeah.
Old friend of the show.
Big star.
Big TV star. Reality television has spawned a whole new race of stars. You got Paris Hilton, Donald Trump, people whose everyday lives
The
are more
survivor people? Yeah.
everyday lives are more interesting than really what any Hollywood writer could create.
That's what it seems.
Donald Trump has captured the public's imagination yet again. There he is, a real TV star, number one guy. There you go.
He's saying something, but we can't hear him.
Who can hear? Wait, get in front of the microphone so we hear what you're saying. Sounds important, though.
Everything he says must be important.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you.
Mr. Trump, I was very proud of you. I saw you on a lot of shows talking about the fact that the war in Iraq is going horribly wrong. A lot of people, especially in your position, a wealthy guy who could do very well with the Bush administration, you're speaking out because you care that people are dying over there, young people, and perhaps for nothing.
Well, it's a horror. I mean, the war is a total disaster. It seems to me to be almost worse than Vietnam. I mean, I happen to like the Bush policies on taxation. I really believe in them, and I not just because you pay less. The fact is you have more incentive to do things, and I think it's good. It puts people to work. But the war is a total catastrophe, and if anything brings him down, that's going to bring him down. That and perhaps you and the FCC.
By the way, did Mr. Trump meet our intern, and was he impressed?
Your intern is very pretty.
Yeah, she wants you.
She was dying to meet you.
Is oral sex important to you?
That was a high-pitched Eric.
This fiancée of yours, Melania, she must be terrific in bed, because for her to hold on to you all these years, she's got to be doing something special. What's her secret?
Well, she is terrific in bed. Now, she wouldn't want me to say that, but she is. But
is it the amount of positions she knows, or is it the oral? What is it?
Well,
I mean,
you know,
specifically.
She's just overall terrific. I think most important.
Let me ask you this, and with all due respect.
But is he going to get married? I mean, is she going to be the perennial fiancé?
Yeah, he's going to get married.
No. When are you getting married?
Well, sometime early next year, probably.
You set a date?
No, we haven't set a date.
Are you playing her, or are you really going to marry her?
No, I'm really good. I don't have the courage to play her.
But your prenup, is it going to be like Britney Spears? She gets $300,000 a year for every year that she's with you, or is it going to be less?
We're going to have a prenup. You have to have a prenup.
Have you started working on it yet?
I've written too many books, Robin, about prenups not to have one. I said
you have to.
No, I have men that are destroyed. I have friends that are very smart, killer people, that people are afraid to even deal with them. And yet a wife, 5'2", 100 pounds, destroys them.
Me too. I know guys who I have known for years, and they get married and don't sign a prenup. They're afraid to ask their women for a prenup.
I was just reading in the paper that one of the Gottis is having problems with his wife. I said, the only people who are not afraid of mobsters seems to be the wives.
Yeah. I mean, hot chick.
That's right. By the way, I've seen that many times.
Explain to me, you're a good judge of human character. Why is a man afraid to ask for a prenup? I mean, you will say to Melania, how do you do it?
Well, it's a very tough thing. Actually, doing business deals is sort of natural and easy as far as I'm concerned. Doing prenups is a whole different deal.
Because it's emotional.
You're in love with someone, you go up to her, you tell her how in love you are. In the case, Melania, I love you very much. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
Gorgeous.
And we're going to be together forever. But just in case it doesn't work out, would you please immediately sign this? So it's not it's an unattractive instrument.
But wait a second. If Melania says to you, all right, what do you propose? And you probably say, okay, talk to my accountant. He's got a proposal for you, right? You're not going to get into the nitty-gritty with her, are you?
I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty.
And do you tell her to get a lawyer?
You have to have a lawyer. If she doesn't have a lawyer, which of course is a disaster, because all of a sudden she'll show up with this killer. But if she doesn't have a lawyer, it doesn't hold up.
So you sit down and you say, okay, Melania, we'll give you $300,000 a year for every year you're with me. If we should have kids, you get a bonus.
What do you pay for a kid?
What do you pay for a kid? Give me a ballpark.
I'll give them whatever they want.
Right. So, and then she comes back and says, not enough.
Right.
Is that a signal to head for the hills?
Well, it's two ways. There are women that won't sign prenup and they have good intentions. And there are women that won't sign prenups and they have bad intentions. Now, I know a woman who's totally in love with the guy. She refuses to sign. She said, our marriage is more than that. I honestly don't believe she's trying to rip him off.
Okay.
She just feels that it's a horrible thing. I don't think my mother...
Should the guy marry her, though?
My father, many, many years ago... He was 93 when he passed away. Many years ago, he had a 63-year marriage to a wonderful woman named my mother.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
And I heard that he asked her for a prenup. Can you believe this? This is like,
He did. Yeah. He was way ahead of his time.
Like 70 years ago.
He asked her for a prenup?
Well, he was great. He was ahead of his time. And he asked her for a prenup. And she threw him out of the house. She said, well, actually didn't even throw him out of the house because they didn't live together in those days. In those days, you get married and then you move in together. together. But he actually asked her for a prenup, and she wouldn't say it. She had good intentions.
So you haven't begun the negotiation with Melania yet?
I haven't actually begun that negotiation.
Right, but she's picked out her lawyer, and then that will begin.
No, she hasn't even picked out a lawyer. But
I admire this, because, quite frankly, the marriage laws are somewhat archaic. A guy like you've built up wealth, you've worked hard. I see you hustle every day. Right. No reason, just because you fell in love and then out of love, you should have to give up all your money.
You don't want her to be destitute if you should leave.
Well, sure you do.
Why not? Let her miss it.
I have a friend who's a total, brutal killer. Okay?
Go ahead.
He just kills everyone. He's a very rich guy, and he's had a couple of horrible marriages.
Right.
So now he meets a new woman, and he tells me, Donald, this is the one. Now, his last one ripped him off for about 50.
Right.
50 million, not
50 big one.
One.
You know, she was married to him for 2 years. She made him dinner every once in a while.
Right.
And then she gets $50 million.
$50 million?
Who is that guy? I want to meet him.
Let Robin meet him.
So now he calls me. He said, Donald, I've met the one. Of course, he's told me this now 4 times.
How stupid.
Yeah.
So I said, you're going to get a prenup, right? He said, Don, honestly, I don't need it. This is one. Now, here's a guy who's a genius businessman, but he's a
Barracuda.
schmuck.
What happens to guys at home?
Well, what happened, Robin, he married her 2 years ago, and about a week and a half ago, he told me, I said, how's she doing? That son of a bitch, I'll get her.
The guy probably hasn't got laid in a month.
It's over already.
It's over already.
So I said, by the way, tell me yes. Tell me you had a prenup. He said, I don't. I have to go through it again. So,
oh, my God.
She's got one of the greatest bodies ever.
It's beautiful.
Well, what about the face?
Honestly, Robin.
All right, body's a 10. What's the face?
Well, you never get to the face. Because the body's so
Let's go back to you and Melania, though, for 1 second before we move on to The Apprentice. So you're going to get married, and this woman has captivated you. I mean, it's not easy, because she is capturing your heart.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of options.
I have a lot of
she
options.
must be something really special, because you had the pick of everybody.
A friend of mine said to me, I know a guy gets a lot of poontang, not as much as Mr. Trump, but a lot of poontang. And he says to me, I'm getting married. I go, what are you, crazy? He says, every morning I wake up, she's giving me oral. Now, I said, then I understand.
Yeah.
She might be the biggest pain in the ass, but I understand.
You know, the National Enquirer, Howard, did a story on me not so long ago that in the history of the world, nobody has gotten more beautiful women than I have, okay? Which is a great compliment.
Yes.
In fact, many years ago, I was on your show, and you were putting all of them up in posters, remember?
Yeah, I had a chart.
How was this one? How was that one?
And by the way, I'm sure I missed thousands.
You missed a lot of
I did.
Actually, some of the ones on the chart were not victims.
Understood.
But you missed quite a few, but that's okay. So that was a great compliment. So Melania must have something, and you know what it is? I believe in the woman behind the man and the man behind the woman, but I believe in the woman behind the man. I mean, I think women don't get enough.
I've never done it with the woman behind me, but go ahead.
If you think, take a look at Andre Agassi. He's with Brooke Shields.
Disaster.
Life is a mess, right?
He was the #1 player in the world. He meets Brooke Shields, falls in love, marries her. He goes to 292 player. You know about that.
She ruined him.
I watched him play at the U.S. Open 3 years ago.
Brilliant? Yeah.
3 years ago, he got wiped out in the first round. He didn't even get a point. It was like terrible.
Right.
I said, isn't it sad he's gotten old?
Right.
All of a sudden, he meets Steffi Graf.
Now he's great.
He's the #1 player in the world. I mean, would
you want to stay home with Steffi Graf?
Well, you know,
She's
Steffi
probably
Graf,
motivated
No,
now.
Steffi Graf is a great girl, and she's one of the greatest.
She's not hot, though.
She's got one of the greatest bodies ever.
She's beautiful.
But what about the face?
Honestly, Robin.
Face. All right, body's a 10. What's the face?
Well, you never get to the face because the body's so good. You know?
You wouldn't go out with Steffi Graf. She's not hot enough for you.
Well, you know, it doesn't matter. The point is that he...
But you're avoiding the question about Melania.
Yes. Here's what happened.
Is it a sexual...
No,
did she put out like
everything.
never before?
Well, it's everything. It's not sexual. It's the friendship. It's
Is it the
sexual,
oral?
It's everything.
A guy's always loved it. Are you an oral
You know
guy?
what
I'm not a
happens?
big fan of that.
This show is always a disaster.
You're in a corner now. Answer the question.
Listen, Robin. Other than the fact
Come on.
this guy's a friend of mine, this show's always a disaster.
Be straight with
The
me.
last time Howard said, everything gets really, like, I always get in trouble in this show. And I try and be as nice as I can. I try and avoid his crazy questions.
But you've always been open.
Let me tell you last time.
Yeah.
Howard said very clearly, does Melania have cellulite? Now, Melania has one of the greatest bodies I've ever seen.
I've
in all
seen it up
fairness.
close.
It's one of the greats.
Yeah.
Does she have... And I said, Melania doesn't even know what the word cellulite means. Now, I said that very clearly. I thought that was wonderful.
Just a throwaway.
One of the newspapers in New York did a whole big story on the fact that Melania doesn't know what cellulite is.
Like she's stupid or something.
Like she's a dummy, okay?
No.
And this is not a dummy. So I get killed. So almost no matter what you say on the show, when they analyze everything I've said today, I'm sure there are 4 or 5 things where I'm
Here, let me word it a different way. Is oral sex important to you?
That was a high-pitched Eric.
Seriously, it's man to man. And I've had this discussion with many men.
No, it's not important to me.
It's not.
You had Kylie Bax on this show.
That's a piece of ass I could not
Yeah,
get.
that's right. And she was a friend of mine.
Did you do her? Be honest.
I don't want to tell you. It was
All right, that's a yes.
Look, it was the single worst performance I've ever seen.
You like to have anal sex?
Yeah.
No kidding.
No, I'm serious.
You like that?
Yeah.
I gotta go kill myself.
You like that?
Yeah.
Wow, good answer. Yeah.
You are right.
Did you just ask that one more time?
Yeah. You like to have anal sex?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you destroyed her in the show when she said she liked the anal and this and that.
You're not into anal.
Did you do that with
No, I'm
her?
not into anal. No, I didn't do that with her.
You got Kylie Bax, you son of a
No,
gun.
I didn't say that.
I want that.
But she was a friend of mine, and she was a nice girl, and all of a sudden I see her in the show talking about anal and this and
She
Marcus.
took a calculated risk. It was wrong.
It was on the other night,
That's
in
right.
fact. You played it. They played it
And you don't
on
see
E!
her anymore, do you?
It ruined her.
No, it was like, I can't believe this.
She took one for the team. So,
She gave you some really bad answers.
yes.
So they pay 6 people $2 million apiece for a half-hour show. I'm one person, and I have an hour show, and I have higher ratings than they do.
And you don't even have to have writers.
Well, what I told them, I said, so I should be paid $24 million an episode.
Talk to me about what's going on now with The Apprentice. You now have 3 guys. You were the original, but you have 2 other guys, I should say, who are attempting to steal your thunder.
Mark
One of them
Cuban.
came in here the other day, Mark Cuban, billionaire.
Right.
He's got a show on now that's
The
very similar to The Apprentice.
Benefactor.
With no ratings.
With no ratings.
Right. Doing very badly.
And then you got this other guy coming out, the other billionaire.
Who's
Right.
that?
Richard Branson.
Richard
Who's
Branson.
actually a good guy. I think that show has a better shot. Here's what
Virgin
happened.
guy.
We have a show. Did you see the ratings this week?
Yes.
Yes.
What was it rated?
You were
Howard?
number 1.
We were the number 1 show.
Right.
And in fact, the New York Times did a front page story this Sunday that The Apprentice was not only number 1, it was number 1 since May. In other words, it's the number 1 show since May, the last Thursday.
Gary Bababooey, who's a big fan of your show, says that the 90-minute format too long. He loves it, but he'd rather see an hour. What do you think of that?
What they did is they opened to 90 minutes only for one reason, because it gets good ratings.
Right.
And it did phenomenally. And frankly, they would like to have it on for 2 hours. You know, on Saturday night, they put a 2-hour version on, and Saturday night is the biggest Saturday night that NBC has had in over a year.
So with that kind of clout, with that kind of clout,
what?
you pressured NBC into paying you more money, did you not?
I did.
All right. So now you're getting what? $1 million an episode?
Much more than that. But let me tell you.
More than $1 million? Is that true?
Yes. Listen, Howard. Here's
How
no,
is
let
that,
me
Donald?
tell you. Let me tell you.
Now,
why.
did you see?
Robin, let me tell you why.
But wait a
Robin,
second.
let me tell you the economics, and then you'll understand.
You're saying you're getting Schwimmer money?
I'm getting good money. But you know what? NBC, Jeff Zucker is so smart and so tough and so good that it's very hard to get money from him.
No. I'm saying $1 million to pay you $1 million.
That's
Not
not
a lot of
much.
money if considering what they get in advertising.
They're going to make $1 billion
and
off
they
the
and
But he didn't get $1 million. Go on and
Okay,
tell us.
let me explain. Let me explain what happened. I signed the first one. Everyone thought it would be off and, would do fine. It would maybe get a couple. And, then Trump goes back to building buildings in Manhattan and having
right.
a lot of fun.
and having
okay?
a good life. Yes.
And, it's good. It's fine. And they paid me peanuts.
Okay.
But the show went to number 1.
Right.
And now they said, please, we beg you, let's do more. This is very, very good. So this was a little bit of a surprise. It opened strong. It opened at number 10. It went to 8 and 5 and 4.
Became very
2,
popular.
And 1. And the last show, the live show, was 41.5 million people watched. The Super Bowl beat it, okay? That was it. So
Right.
it was this monster show. So, people drop to their knees and they say, please, let's do more. So
you
we
said,
made
I
a
want
new
more
deal.
money.
Now, here's what happened. I said, I'll do more. I read an article where the Friends people get $2 million an episode. Right, Rob?
Right.
So I said to Jeff Zucker and everybody at NBC, I'll do it, but I want Friends-type money.
Right. I think
And
that's reasonable.
Right. And they said, well, maybe we can work something like that out. And they said, they get $2 million an episode. I said, no. There's 6 of them
Right.
that get $2 million an episode.
There's one of you.
And there's one of me.
You want $12 million an episode.
Well, And then I said, so there's 6 of them, so that's 12, right?
I'm
thinking like Howard thinks, because I hear he has one of the great contracts in history. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm rolling.
Then I said, they said, well, that's ridiculous. How dare you suggest that? Then I said, well, wait a minute. Let's go a little further. My ratings are higher than Friends now, by a lot. And the other thing is it's an hour program. And Friends, as you know, is a half hour.
That's right.
And you know who told me that one? I have a golf pro who's mentally retarded. I mean, he's like really not a smart guy.
Right.
And I'm playing golf, and I'm thinking about what am I going to tell NBC. And this golf pro comes up to me, and he tells me, yeah, but your show's an hour, and Friends is a half hour. He's obviously a Friends watcher.
And there are 6 people
and
they
said,
pay.
yeah. Right. So they pay 6 people $2 million apiece for a half-hour show. I'm one person. And I have an hour show, and I have higher ratings than they do.
And you don't even have to have writers.
So I said...
I'm saying I bet the production costs of your show are less.
What I told him, I said, so I should be paid $24 million an episode. I didn't get it.
You didn't get $24 million. You can see Donald Trump on The Apprentice tonight at 9 o'clock on NBC. Very controversial show. You fired a guy last week after the guy said, I give up my immunity.